Welcome to BNEWS Oscar Preview, BNEWS Entertainment Buzz Oscar Preview. My guest, as always, our 9th annual, by the way, Chris Flaherty, BNEWS Entertainment Reporter.
Thank you.
Welcome again.
Thank you for letting me talk movies with you.
Okay. Let's do some preliminary discussion. There's a couple of changes here. ABC is going to lose the Oscars, right?
Yeah, it was kind of a shock considering it's been on ABC as long as I can remember. Since I've been watching the Oscars as a 1-year-old child. No, but yeah, it's been there forever, and it's going to start airing on YouTube in 2029. Now, I don't know if that means like it's an on-demand thing where you got to pay for it, or if it's just going to be on YouTube and anyone that has internet access can watch it.
Well, it'll probably have commercials too.
Probably
YouTube will have
commercials, yeah, because you need some revenue, right?
Yeah, because I can see watching it if you're stuck with it on your cable channel, but I can't see tens of millions of people paying for a fight, for instance, a special
Right,
fight.
and this is like kind of like my issue with how we have sports games behind Prime Video or Netflix now. Like these are like major public events. I don't think they should be behind a paywall.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't think anyone, and I know I'm the one who loves the Oscars, I don't think anyone cares enough to pay to watch the Oscars online.
Well, but what do we have recently? The BAFTA or the Golden Globes?
So the Golden Globes, I believe they were on CBS. The BAFTAs, they were live streamed because they were in Britain.
Right.
And then the Screen Actors Guild Awards, which are on Sunday, they've been on Netflix for the past few years. And I haven't touched them since they've been on Netflix.
Right. BAFTA didn't have a very good time, did they? They had kind of an event there. They had a fellow in the audience who
Yeah, wow.
Tourette's syndrome.
Yeah, you've done your research. Yeah. So I don't remember the gentleman's name, but he produced a movie called I Swear, which was sort of like a fictional biography about his life living with Tourette's. And I think the gentleman who played him won the best actor for BAFTA. He's not nominated for the Oscars, but that's irrelevant to what we're discussing. So Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo, who are in Sinners, went up to present an award. And, you know, Tourette's is sort of like it sort of takes away your, I want to make sure I say this
firewall.
right. Yeah, it takes away your firewall. Those like really impulsive thoughts just get out without any filter.
Normally it's some sort of a swear word or something.
Yeah, you say the worst thing possible. Like
Right.
It just gets out. There's no stopping it. And so we have two men of color presenting an award. I think you can figure out what he said.
Well, let's just say it. He made a racial slur out loud in the middle of the audience.
Yeah, and the host went on and he apologized for it. But since it's happened, there's been a lot more found out about it. Apparently they put a microphone right by him in the audience, which is a little suspect. Right. So like, were you trying to set him up? I mean, and I guess he did apologize to the actors after the fact, but the whole issue is how the British Academy handled this, which is in some way very poorly.
They had a chance to cut it out, didn't it? It was on a 2-hour delay.
Yeah, no, it was pre-taped, and the fact that they kept it in is a little iffy.
Suspect.
Yeah, and also, but they kept that in, but then they cut out someone shouting "Free Palestine." So I don't know what the judgment call there was.
It was a poor judgment
yeah,
call. That we can agree on.
Yeah.
Okay, what about box office? Now, we talk about this every year. It's amazing to me that we still have some of these theaters, particularly in Burlington. I think we got 5 or 6, but I go by there all the time and I don't see any cars. What was the entire box office for 2025?
Well, it's interesting that you bring up theaters because I just read that AMC's closing at least 10 in Massachusetts soon. So we'll see if that means our theater in Burlington.
Yeah, I looked for it, but I didn't see a location that was closing.
Yeah, I don't think they've decided which ones will close. But I mean, there's 2 in Boston, so I think one of them is going to go.
Well, that would be a perfect venue for live entertainment. You know, we don't have, any decent venue that could put together 400 or 500 people to see a moderate act.
Yeah.
That would be a perfect solution. But
Yeah, I mean,
Who
you got
knows?
you have the Emerson Colonial, you have the Wang, you have the Wilbur. I mean, there's a lot of venues, but not like a small accessible
Right,
one.
right. And what's the one over in Lexington?
The Lexington venue. Are you talking about the movie theater?
Cary Theater.
Oh, Cary
The
Theater,
Cary
yeah, yeah.
Theater for
Mhm.
live entertainment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a great place to see an act. Even the Somerville Theater and the one in Arlington as well.
Right. Yeah. I just
Uh,
went to the Arlington Theater to see one of these nominees recently because
Really?
I go wherever I can to see a movie on a big screen. But yeah, so AMC, they're closing at least 10 in Massachusetts. I know a Showcase Cinema in Randolph just closed. So, but it's weird because AMC's closing a lot, but they're also opening some, I guess. So I don't know what the strategy is. It might be, like you said, trying to find alternative ways to get people into the theater. Like I know like some of the local theaters like the Lexington Venue, the Arlington Capitol, the Waltham Embassy, they do other events to get people in the theater. Like they do like movie clubs, they do Q&As with local filmmakers.
They do live theater as
Yeah, they do
well.
live
Yeah,
theater.
the Stoneham Theater does
Yeah,
a lot of
the
live
Stoneham
theater.
Theater. They allow people to rent the theater out and show whatever they want. So it's a matter of trying to get creative to get people in seats.
So all in all, it was is a flat year, right?
Yeah, we only went up 1.5 from 2024. So it was 8.87 billion this year, and only 8.74 billion in 2024.
Right. Well, the interesting thing is there weren't a lot of what you would call blockbusters when you consider what was the largest grossing film of the year.
Oh man, you're testing me. Oh,
Wasn't it the?
was it Superman?
No, I thought it was the animated.
Oh, was it? Oh, Zootopia.
Zootopia,
Yeah.
Was the first one to cross the billion for the year.
Let me just skip ahead a bit. So Zootopia 2 was the second highest grossing film of 2025, the second highest grossing animated film of all time, and the fastest Hollywood film ever to reach 1 million in a single day in China.
China.
Yeah. So
Oh, they got a lot more viewers than us.
they do. So I mean, what's the issue with the box office? I mean, I say the same thing every year, like streaming. We had the strikes. We're still recovering from those. I'd say franchise fatigue, but then the second highest grossing film of last year was a sequel. So I don't know. But then, like, I was thinking, we didn't really have a ton of heavy hitters last year. Like, we had a Superman, we had a Fantastic Four, but when you're on the third or fourth iteration of those characters, it might be hard to get people that
Even
aren't
fifth
like
or
me
sixth.
into seats.
Yeah, right.
And then a seventh Jurassic Park.
Right.
Which-
Was it a 7? Was it number 7?
7, yeah, so 3 Jurassic Parks, and now there's 4 Jurassic Worlds.
And how about there had to be a Star Wars too?
There was no Star Wars last
no
year. We
spin-off?
haven't had a Star Wars in theaters since 2019.
Really, but
Yeah.
there's been spin-offs. The
There's been-
Mandalorian.
Yeah, there's all the TV series on Disney Plus,
Right,
and
right.
The Mandalorian is gonna have a movie this year, Memorial Day weekend, which could be a big moneymaker. We'll
So
see.
the Mandalorian originally wasn't a movie.
It was a
TV?
direct. It was I say direct to video, a direct to streaming. It was a series on Disney Plus. They did 3 seasons, and they were gonna do a 4th, but then they decided to do a movie. Yeah, and
Which
yeah,
was-
there's like a ton of TV series on Disney Plus for Star Wars.
Okay, well, the next thing I guess, as far as the industry is concerned, is what's the Academy's opinion on artificial intelligence?
So this is interesting, but according to NPR, the Academy sent out a little letter to members saying, as far as AI, AI will neither help nor harm the chances of achieving a nomination, and the Academy and each branch will judge the achievement, taking into account the degree to which a human was at the heart of the creative authorship when choosing which movie to award. So that's sort of like sitting on the fence, I think.
So if they create a character who's not human, does
Yeah.
the best performance, who do they give the Academy Award to?
I know. Yeah, I don't know if you heard about this. What's her name? Taylor Norwood is the first
Yes,
ever
yes.
AI actress. So I think we'll see if she ever ends up nominated for an award. Which, who accepts it?
Yeah, right. Well, what was the film anyway?
I don't know. I don't think
did
she's
read
been
about
in
her.
a film yet.
Okay.
It'll be interesting to see who rolls the dice on her, but I don't know. But the fact that they're sitting on the fence with AI is kind of interesting because if you remember 2 years ago, the actors and writers, they went on strike because of AI.
Right, right.
So this is kind of counterproductive. And then last year, when Adrian Brody won for The Brutalist, there was this whole controversy because they used AI to enhance his Hungarian accent for the character.
Right.
And he won.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, well, let's go to the best animated features.
Yeah.
Quite a few of them, I think.
Yeah.
No, only 5 though.
Only 5.
Only 5, but there's not.
They typically do just 5
Okay.
for this one. It ranges from like 5 to 10 for Best Picture.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Which they had done, I think 7 last year. Finally, they boosted it up. I think we have about 8 this year.
I think it's been like close to like 8 or 9 the past few years. They did a solid 10 this year.
Yeah, they did a solid.
And I cap off at 7 every year because, I
You can
got to
always-
go outside.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So
know.
run through those for
Yeah.
us.
So we joke that, this is the easiest category for me to cover. I've only seen 2 of these films. So we have Arco, which is a production from France, distributed here in the U.S. by Neon. We have Elio from Disney Pixar. K-pop Demon Hunters from Sony Pictures and Netflix. Zootopia 2, and Little Amelie, or the Character of Rain, which again was another production from France. So it sounds weird to say, but the front runner is K-pop Demon Hunters.
K-pop. Did you say that this was a Korean production?
No, so it was a Sony. It's interesting. It was a Sony Pictures animation production, and they didn't have any faith in it, so they're like, let's just put it on Netflix. And here we are talking about it.
Really?
I think one of the most streamed movies ever on Netflix, and now it's swept the awards. It's got the Annie Award, the Golden Globe, the Critics' Choice. I think it's gonna get the Oscar too. I don't know what it's about. K-pop Demon Hunters.
Well, K-pop is, all the girl
of course,
bands over
K-pop.
Korea,
Yeah,
right? And boy bands.
Yeah, it never really seemed like my cup of tea. Maybe I'll give it a watch before we watch the Oscars.
Well, I watch a lot of Korean dramas on Netflix, and all of the stars are originally grown in this K-pop arena.
Right.
They're all former singers, former dancers, etc.
Yeah.
So I guess it's real popular over there.
Yeah.
Let's go back to our preliminary discussion, because I wanted to mention that beginning this year that there's a new rule that the voters have to actually watch all the nominees.
And if you're like me, you said, why was that not a requirement for the last 89 ceremonies?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that just seems like common sense, doesn't it? I don't know. So I guess the Academy tracks viewership on their online screening room, which is like their private streaming service for Academy members. And I guess
So you can go to one location and
so
watch.
you can go to one location, or you can go to the streaming service and watch the nominees, and they can see whether you've watched it or not. And I guess you have to submit a form if you watch the nominee somewhere else. So say I saw K-pop Demon Hunters on Netflix. I didn't watch it on the streaming service. I'll have to submit a form. They used to do a lot of in-person screenings for Academy members, but I guess according to the Hollywood Reporter, viewership went down to 5 people in attendance per screening in the last 2 years. And the cost definitely outweighed the necessity, which I think is just a reflection on what we're talking about, is that nobody goes to the movies anymore.
How many members are there in the Academy? Do you know?
Oh God, I don't know. It's up to 1,000.
It
I
is.
think. Yeah.
Okay.
And the fact that they haven't been watching the movies, it doesn't surprise me, but it does surprise me, because if you remember last year, we talked a little about how sometimes anonymous ballots come out before the award ceremony, and people get to say their opinion on why they voted which way. And someone didn't even finish The Brutalist because it was 3.5 hours long. Okay.
But it was good.
It was good.
Hour and 15 minutes I watched. It was good.
And they put an intermission in it so you could take a break. Yeah. But yeah, they said, I voted for Adrian Brody and not Ray Fiennes because Ray Fiennes had won before and Adrian Brody hadn't, which a quick Google will tell you that's wrong. That's the opposite.
Right.
So,
right.
yeah, maybe you should require them to watch these movies.
It's not unreasonable.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back a little bit. You don't think Zootopia's got a chance, huh? Even though
Listen, I know the Disney brand is very powerful. And I think Zootopia did win the BAFTA. So I think if anyone steals it from K-pop Demon Hunters, it'll be Zootopia.
All right, now let's go to Best Supporting Actor.
Yes.
And we've got 5 of those.
5 of those. Usually it's 5 for
Yeah.
each of the acting categories. So we have Benicio del Toro as Sergio St. Carlos in One Battle After Another. This is his 3rd nomination, and he won previously for Traffic.
Traffic, a great film, I thought.
Jacob Elordi as the Creature, or Frankenstein's monster, in Frankenstein. This is his 1st nomination, and he got the Critics' Choice Award this year. Delroy Lindo as Delta Slim in Sinners. His 1st nomination in his 50-year-long career, which is surprising.
Yeah, it is surprising, although
Yeah.
sometimes he gets typecast as just the bad guy, you know?
Yeah. Not the bad guy here. Well,
No.
I mean, he's got his demons for sure.
Yeah, right. But
Stel-
it was a great performance.
It
I
was a
thought.
great performance. Stellan Skarsgård as Gustav Borg in Sentimental Value. Again, another veteran, been in the game for 57 years, and this is his 1st nomination. And then you have Sean Penn as Colonel Stephen J. Lockjaw in One Battle After Another. This is his 6th nomination, the 1st in this category. The wins have been spread across on the board this year. So, I mean, Jacob got the Critics' Choice. Stellan got the Golden Globe. Sean Penn won the BAFTA. I think depending on what happens on Sunday night, we're taping before the Screen Actors Guild Awards. I think whoever wins that is going to win this. And I think just based on the fact you have 2 longtime veterans in this category that haven't won, I think it's going to go to either Delroy or Stellan. I have not seen Sentimental Value. I know we both have seen Sinners. My choice would be Delroy because I think he provides a lot of necessary comedic moments in that film. My favorite, and I can't quote it verbatim because we're on public access, is when the guy tries to grab Michael B. Jordan and take a bite out of him, and then it's like all panic, Brooks loose, and then Delroy goes like, "You smell that?" And then he's like, "I think," and like I remember like the theater like cracking up. I'm like, we all needed that in that moment.
At that moment.
Yeah.
Okay, last year's winner was Kieran Culkin. We know that.
Yeah.
Best Supporting Actress.
Yep. So this is kind of nice because it's mostly all first-timers except for one, which we'll mention here. But we got Elle Fanning as Rachel Kemp in Sentimental Value. I'm really going to butcher the pronunciation on this. Inga Ibsdottir Elias as Agnes Board Peterson in Sentimental Value as well. Amy Madigan as Aunt Gladys in Weapons. And this is her 2nd nomination, and her last one was over 40 years ago.
Yeah.
In 1985's Twice in a Lifetime. Wunmi Masako as Annie in Sinners, and Tiana Taylor as Perfidia Beverly Hills in One Battle After Another. This is a tough one to call because, again, the wins have been sort of stretched out amongst everybody. So Amy Madigan, she got the Golden Globe. She got the Critics' Choice. Wunmi got the BAFTA. So I think it's going to come down to either Wunmi or Amy. Again, we both seen Sinners. I thought she did a good job. She's not the strongest performance in that movie, I think. Right. I would kind of love to see Amy Madigan win this.
Well, she could be, one of those hometown favorites.
Hometown favorite,
for 40 years.
I didn't put Weapons on your list of watches because I didn't think you'd like it. But basically, it's a horror mystery. One random night, all these kids in one teacher's classroom, except one, they all leave their house, run out into the dark, and disappear. All except one kid. And the whole town is kind of like wondering, where did these kids go? What happened? And then in the midst of all this, mystery and chaos, the one kid who didn't disappear, his Aunt Gladys comes to town. And I mean, it came out in August, but I think you can connect the dots.
Right.
But it's an interesting performance. It definitely sticks with you.
Okay.
And if you thought Sinners was gory.
Yeah. Well, you didn't tell me that part.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I was thinking like, because as far as like gore, there's more quantity in Sinners, but the quality in Weapons is, well, I mean, quality. The goriness
in
in
terms
Weapons.
of production value.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So, yeah,
when,
I think-
when I got your list, I never dreamed that Sinners would turn out to be a vampire movie.
Well, it's interesting because like if you didn't watch a trailer, you would have no idea until it was an hour in, right?
Right, exactly.
They did kind of give it away in the trailers, but like I kind of wish I went into it blind.
Yeah.
Because I would have no idea that would have turned into a vampire
Let me tell
movie.
you what the reaction is when you go in blind. What the hell is this?
Right. Yeah. That's told because you think it's just like a typical Western story, some gangsters trying to make good, and then all of a
Exactly.
sudden, our Irish vampire comes running out of nowhere and murders a small
Yeah.
family.
Yeah, basically into a black venue, you got a white Irish guy.
White
coming.
Irish guy, which again I thought was a very creative storytelling
Yes,
choice.
Exactly. Okay, best director.
Best director. This is another very strong category. A lot of strong names here. So we have Chloe Zhao for Hamnet. This is her second nomination in this category and the 6th overall. She's also up for adapted screenplay this year. She's only the second of 3 women to ever win Best Director. The first being Catherine Bigelow, and then the third I don't remember. I apologize.
They're getting older.
I know. But she won previously for Nomadland in 2020. Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme, another first-time nominee. Paul Thomas Anderson, a name that is pretty familiar to Academy members, for One Battle After Another. His 14th nomination overall, his 4th in this category. Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value, and then Ryan Coogler, again, a first nomination, 5th overall for Sinners. Coogler also has the advantage of being nominated for Best Picture and Best Original Screenplay tonight, or Oscar night. And just a little fun fact, films he has either directed or produced have received a total of 29 nominations.
Well, the reason he's got to win one of them because
Right.
the difficulty, and I wouldn't say that Sinners was this tremendous artistic success, but from a technical standpoint, you
Right.
have one character, one actor playing both parts, so
Yeah.
he had to shoot this thing twice, essentially, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I think he did himself a big favor in that first half when the twins split up.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
I think I see what you're doing. That's to save some money. But no, I'd say he's definitely due for a nomination. I don't think he's going to get it. At least he won't get Best Director because, I mean, Paul Thomas Anderson has gotten the Globe, the Critics, the BAFTA, and he got the Directors Guild Award. So that kind of means that he's going to get the Oscar. And again, he's been in the game for a long time. I think history is on his side.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, best lead actress.
Best Lead Actress.
Yeah.
This one is probably more clear than the other acting categories. So we have Jessie Buckley as Agnes Shakespeare in Hamnet. This is her second nomination, the first in the category. Rose Byrne as Linda in If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Kate Hudson as Claire Sardina in Song Sung Blue. This is only her second nomination, the first in this category. Renate Rensve. I'm gonna just promise I'll watch Sentimental Value just to make up for all these mispronunciations. As Nora Board, Emma Stone as Michelle Fuller in Begonia. This is her third category nomination, her 7th overall. She's also nominated because she's a producer on the picture. And also, just fun fact, youngest woman ever to earn 7 Oscar nominations, and the second youngest person ever. First was the man, the myth, the legend, Walt Disney at age 34.
Well, the interesting thing is that she's really turned herself into a blockbuster as a
Yeah.
leading lady. I mean, the number of really outstanding performances that she's had at only this age.
And she's found great success pairing with Yorgos Lanthimos, the director of this film. This is like her 4th film with him, and she won her last Oscar from 2 films ago with him.
LA?
Poor Things.
Uh-huh.
That
Okay.
well, that weird one.
Yeah, did she get a nomination for the LA dancing one there with
Yeah, she
Ryan
won for La La
Reynolds?
Land. That
Yeah,
was
La
her
La
first
Land,
win.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, La La
Yeah,
Land.
she's kind of gone away from like the traditional cleaner performances to a lot more grittier, stranger films. And Begonia is no exception, where she plays a CEO who is kidnapped by these 2 tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists who believe she is an alien that is poisoning the local bee population. And
Well,
listen,
I'd
I'm
want to
not-
kidnap her too if she was doing that.
Listen, I'm not a big Yorgos Lanthimos film guy. This one, until the ending, I was like really sold on this one. I won't spoil it, and I want you to watch this one because, man, yeah, it's a crazy one.
Yeah.
But this is not her year. Jessie Buckley as Agnes Shakespeare has cleaned up. She got the Golden Globe, the Critics' Choice, and the BAFTA. The only threat to her really is Rose Byrne because she got the Golden Globe for musical comedy. But I mean, history shows like when you have the drama and the musical comedy Golden Globe, they typically float towards the drama. And this performance from Jessie Buckley is heartbreaking. I walked into Hamlet thinking it was about how Shakespeare wrote Hamlet. No, it's more about how Shakespeare and his wife dealt with the grief of the death of their young son and how that sort of birthed Hamlet or Hamnet. They say in the beginning of the movie, like Hamlet and Hamlet were kind of like interchangeable names back in the day. But yeah, it's not a feel-good film, Phil, at all.
Those are the only ones I like to go to.
So don't
I
see
hate
this
to go
one
to a film
because
and be depressed.
I don't even know I know what clip or what scene earned her the nomination. You cannot show that clip during the broadcast.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like I just told you, it's about the loss of their young son. So, make of that what you will.
Yeah. Kate Hudson, is that? Oh, her second nomination.
This is her second nomination for Song Sung Blue, which I'll say is like the surprise smash of 2025. It's about Claire and Mike Sardina, this husband and wife duo who really gained fame and notoriety as a Neil Diamond tribute band. There was a documentary years ago about them, and it's a very positive and uplifting film. Like you can't help but smile when you're watching it, but it's also a very sad film.
Yeah.
I won't spoil it, but her performance it's heart-wrenching. It's so layered. I definitely see why she got nominated. I think they really were hoping this would be her like big comeback role, and I think in every aspect it is. You don't need to win an Oscar to have a major comeback.
Right.
So
Well, she owns a football team, or no, she owns a basketball team in one
Does
of
she?
the Netflix. Yeah.
Oh,
one
in
of
the Netflix. Okay,
in the
okay.
Netflix series. Yeah.
I was
which
like, this
I
sounds
hadn't
like a
seen her
show.
for a while.
Yeah.
And she's pretty good in that, although it's kind of it's not gritty as much as it is raunchy, as you can imagine, with locker room.
Oh, of course. Yeah, locker room talk. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, that brings us to Best Lead Actor.
Yep. So a lot of names we've seen before. Timothy Chalamet as Marty Mauser in Marty Supreme. His third nomination, his fourth overall because he's also producer on Marty Supreme. Leonardo DiCaprio as Pat Calhoun from One Battle After Another. His eighth nomination and his sixth in the Best Actor category. Ethan Hawke as Lorenz Hart in Blue Moon, fifth nomination, first ever in Best Actor category, which I was surprised to learn. Michael B. Jordan as Smoke and Stackmore in Sinners. This is his first nomination. You couldn't give it to him twice, even though it's two characters. And Wagner Moura as Armando Solomos in The Secret Agent, and that is also a first-time nomination.
Now, DiCaprio's been up there a number of times. He's got one win, doesn't he?
He's got one win. Remember, it was a big joke for years about how he was getting nominated over and over again, and then he just didn't win until The Revenant in 2016, which, again, not a feel-good film.
No.
But definitely earned it for that Oscar.
Well, he earned it for as much as he got shot and
buried, mauled, and stabbed. Yeah.
He earned it.
This is not like his strongest performance or one of his strongest performances, I'll say. I think he's just in there because he's Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other stronger performances in One Battle After Another, some that we've talked about, like Sean Penn and even the young Chase Infinity, who wasn't nominated, opposed to Tiana Taylor, who is only in the film for like 15 minutes. Right. So.
The interesting thing about DiCaprio is he's, he hasn't aged very well as a leading man. He's not that handsome man from Titanic anymore.
No, well, if you watch the film, he's running around in flip-flops and like a bathrobe, and he's got like big aviator sunglasses on. He's got a beanie on. He doesn't look very pretty in this film, and maybe that's why they nominated him, because he was kind of playing, against type.
Well, he's going to have to transition into, bad guy roles or, you know.
No, I always say he should have won for Django. Because that was something totally different than what he ever did before.
It was.
But
But the guy who should have gotten it was the bounty hunter. I forget his name.
Jamie
German.
Foxx.
No, the German
Christoph
guy.
Waltz. Yeah.
He
was also.
unbelievable.
That's one of my favorite movies.
It is mine too.
Yeah.
He was just it was unbelievable when he shoots the sheriff in the middle of the street. That was unbelievable.
Yep.
So who are you thinking here?
I think
Chalamet?
it's Timothy Chalamet's time. I mean, he got the Golden Globe. He got the Critics' Choice. He's won. He was nominated for playing Bob Dylan,
last year.
Yeah,
I thought that was unbelievable.
it
his
was
performance.
unbelievable, and he won the Screen Actors Award, which was kind of shocking when he didn't go on to win Best Picture. So I think if he wins on Sunday, it's a clear path to the Oscars for him. I don't see any of these performances, taking it away from him. I love Michael B. Jordan in Sinners. I think it's, as we've said, it's a nomination because he was playing
difficult.
double duty.
Yeah.
And it was a very versatile role to play two identical twins so differently.
Yeah. Well, is Chalamet today's leading man at this point? He was in Dune.
He was in Dune. He was in Little Women. He was in The King. He was Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
He's all over the place. He's making a name for himself.
That's for sure.
So I think if he doesn't win, then I'll say, for lack of a better phrase, the Leonardo DiCaprio curse has been passed on to him.
Passed on to him.
So wait for your 6th nomination, and then maybe you'll finally win. Or get attacked by a bear in a movie. That seems to work. And then
I can't believe you didn't win for Dylan.
I know, and again, we talked about the controversy with Adrian Brody and The Brutalist when they used AI to enhance his accent, and then you saw how he behaved on the stage when he won the awards.
Like a fool.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll just say who won Robert Aramayo, who won the BAFTA, was not nominated, and again, he is the leading actor who won for that movie about the Tourette's and what we were talking about earlier.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, we want to do best casting.
Yeah, so this is a new category this year, and I'm really excited to see what happens with this one. So, and I guess depending on how this category goes will affect what happens in the other acting categories. But we have Hamnet, who was casted by Nia Gold, Marty Supreme by Jennifer Venditti, One Battle After Another by Cassandra Koulakundis, The Secret Agent by Gabriel Dominguez, and Sinners by Francine Maisler. It's a little hard to say who's going to win this because there's no real casting awards in other things like Golden Globes.
Right, nothing
or
comparative.
BAFTA. Yeah.
But I would think that Sinners would have an edge here because the sheer numbers in the cast.
Yeah, I would say this
had
is
to be
Sinners
filled.
Award. I know it's nominated for a lot. I feel like this is the easiest one it can get because it won the Critics' Choice for Best Casting on Ensemble. And
And this has 16 nominations.
16
That's-
nominations. It
yeah.
broke the record for the most nominations, which that doesn't necessarily mean
anything.
most wins.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I think it's going to be Sinners. Marty Supreme is a Safdie film, and Safdie films are kind of known for unconventionally casting the most random people. So the only thing in my head is thinking like a voter is like, wow, they really gambled with this cast. Maybe we should give it to Marty Supreme, and just to give you a taste of who's in this film, along with Timothy Chalamet, Fran Drescher, the rapper Tyler the Creator, Gwyneth Paltrow, Penn from Penn and Teller, Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank plays a major role in this movie. He's just really
He's branching out.
He's really just playing
himself.
himself, really.
Right.
And then this one was kind of surprising, and it swept under me. Ted Williams, who went viral years ago as this homeless man with a really incredible singing voice. He has a cameo in this film.
Does he really?
Yeah.
I remember him, sure.
Yeah.
Sure, they cleaned him up. And
Oh, yeah. I was like, I know that guy. Where's he from? So, I mean, it's not unusual to see non-actors in a Safdie film. I mean, Kevin Garnett was in 2019's Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't think it's going to take it away from Sinners, but Where's the wood?
Yeah, right. Well, you know what we have to do this year is we have to put, when we roll the credits, we have to put all your predictions at the end, because last couple of years you've been pretty spot on.
I know.
So
Yeah.
But then again, if we did that, you know, you might not get one right.
I know. Then we'll jinx it.
Okay, and last but not least,
Best Picture.
Best Picture. There's
So,
10 to choose from
10
here.
to choose from. I've seen 7. I think I'll stop right there. But we have Begonia from Focus Features, F1 from Apple, Frankenstein from Netflix, Hamnet from Focus Features, Marty Supreme from A24, One Battle After Another from Warner Brothers, The Secret Agent from Neon, Sentimental Value also from Neon, and my notes are all out of order. Sinners from Warner Brothers, and then Train's Dreams from Netflix. I think it's going to be pretty easy to say that One Battle After Another is going to get this award, because Gold Derby, which is like, I mean, I don't promote gambling. It is the best prediction site for awards winners, and right now, One Battle After Another is at an odds of 77.37% of winning Best Picture. And then the closest trailing is Sinners at 17.70%.
Okay, have you got Train Dreams down there for what their percent is?
It's way down there.
Yeah.
After Sinners, you're after 0.
Right.
So I'm sorry to say, but One Battle After Another and Sinners were kind of like the big front runners this year. I mean, clearly Sinners broke records with 16 nominations.
Right.
We've seen films that have broken that record before and have come home like with just 1 or 2 trophies.
Right.
I think the last time the gap between wins and nominations was really close was Slumdog Millionaire in 2009, where it won 8 out of 10. So I'd be really happy if we saw that happen with Sinners, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Even though it won like the Golden Globe for cinematic and box office achievement, which doesn't really count for anything when you're talking about the Oscars.
Well, I just wondered why Train Dreams was on there, because it's essentially just 4 actors in the thing, and you're always waiting for something to happen, and it's an incredibly depressing picture.
I describe Train Dreams as something that I probably read in high school and had to analyze. That's what I took away from it. And honestly, like, they don't have to nominate 10, but maybe they just needed a 10th to nominate.
Well,
so
great major cast. Kerry, I forget Kerry's last name, but Felicity Jones.
Yeah. Joel Edgerton was Robert.
Yeah,
Robert, I don't remember his last name. And then you have William H. Macy in the old man role.
Right.
That was great. I didn't even recognize him at first. But yeah, I guess they just had to make a quota for nominees.
Okay, we got one more thing to do, and that's to point out where many of these can be watched without going to the theaters, right?
Yeah, which is great. But yeah, you don't have to take my word for it. You can go home and watch them for yourself. So on Netflix, you could see Frankenstein, a film that we didn't really talk about, but I really loved Frankenstein. K-pop Demon Hunters and Train Dreams, if you want to disagree or agree with us. On HBO Max, you can see One Battle After Another, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, Sinners, and Weapons. On Peacock is Begonia and Sung Sung Blue. On Apple, you can just watch F1. And as of Sunday, The Secret Agent will be on Hulu. And any other film, you have to pay for it or go to the movies.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
And I know AMC will do their Best Picture marathon in a couple weeks.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. I want to thank Chris Flaherty, as always, in our 9th annual Oscar preview. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Phil.
Make sure to tune in next year.
Yeah.
Good night.